people out there. This is Michelle.
Oh, she's getting all fancy on us, isn't she? Hey, Michelle.
That's everybody, right? All you people.
All the peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all out there.
Uh-huh.
Hey, guys, welcome to episode 48. This is the first episode of season 2. We're thrilled to have you join us. And we are really thrilled to be doing this for our second year.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun with it.
Rounding it out.
Rounding it out or rounding it up, I don't know.
I think up.
We had a lot of learnings this year and some statistics that we wanted to share. And then also just some, I don't know, feedback of ours on our favorite episodes and rounding out the year and kind of what to look forward to.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
A 2023 recap. How did this all start? Why did it start? How's it been? You know?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, so let's talk about how it all started.
That would be Julie.
Well, no, was it 2019 or 2018?
I think it was like 2018.
We started talking about it.
Yeah.
And we were throwing around a lot of names because we needed to come up with a name, you know, for the podcast. And we actually did do a little bit of surveying with people out there on some of the names we chose. And oh my God, Michelle, I am so glad we didn't choose a couple of those.
The name was probably the most time consuming and difficult part of the process as far as getting things started.
Well, and really wanting to know kind of what our theme was going to be and what we were going to be pursuing in terms of topics and our audience.
Yep.
So I'm not a marketing person. I do that kind of stuff for work, but it's very different type of stuff for work. And Michelle's the creative one. So we definitely have taken our paths on the creativity aspect of things. She's the real girl. She does all of the Instagram and Facebook and TikTok videos and stuff. And she does a pretty damn good job on them.
And then Julie, she does all the hard stuff.
Which makes me laugh because I am so not a techie person, but I was determined at the beginning of this last year, we knew we were going to be launching in February. So we took some time towards the end of the year to learn about the different sites that we could utilize to record and then sites we could use to edit and then learning how to edit.
Yeah.
That was, I'm still doing it. I'm still learning. And then our next step, of course, is going to be learning how to edit the video. So I just have to kind of get in. I'm going to tell you, Google is your friend, you know, Google and YouTube, you know, you can learn so much.
Especially when you're 50 something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least we know what Google and YouTube are, right?
Really for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a little help from Zoe on different things and Andrew coming and helping with the little things. And there's been definite questions and things out there, but I try to minimize those because I don't like the eye roll that I get when it's like, oh, mom, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but I have to say, you're like a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
When it comes to
a cute puppy.
A cute dog.
Yeah.
And the puppies, like you're a dog with a bone.
I'm a dog.
When it comes to some of this stuff, really with anything, I see you. But once she has her mind to something, she pursues and she makes sure she figures it out.
Yeah.
Right?
So we've had a little, you know, things along the way that have been a little rougher in the recordings and learning how to edit. Like I'd edit the hell out of some of these where it didn't necessarily, you couldn't hear you breathe, you know, that kind of thing. So I've learned as we've gone along, going into episode 48, there's just some things it's okay.
Yeah,
you know, you just leave some of that shit in there. It's no big deal.
Raw,
I mean, it's kind of how
real.
People talk.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. Exactly.
Is what it is.
So going from 2019 to present and now going into our second season. Are you excited? Because I'm kind of excited.
Episodes and seasons.
Yes, I know.
That is
second
exciting.
Season. So our goal is to drop an episode every week, which we did.
Yep.
We never missed a week. I was pretty excited about that. And we did have some that were definitely downloaded more and were more popular, I would say, than other episodes.
Yep.
Do you remember like the very first one, I think was our trailer.
The trailer.
Which was, you know, kind of a fun, like only a minute and a half or something that people would listen to.
It took us such a long time to do that trailer. Do you remember? We were sitting on the blue couch.
Yep.
And to start recording and talking about it and talking about ourselves and getting it to sound right and flow right. And of course, we were trying to be more perfect, I think.
Yeah.
And just because of the whole idea of it all.
Yeah. So that's the one
actually
lesson,
happening.
right?
Yeah.
It's like if you ever want to start a podcast, or if you are interested in pursuing anything like this, one thing that you will learn very quickly is that perfection is not your friend.
It is not your friend.
And we have a tendency to want to do things in a way to where they are perfect, or where, everything's all buttoned up. And the reality is that, you know what? It's not going to always be like that. And I'm okay with that. And coming from me, that's a lot, because I think that's why it took so long for us to get going in the first place.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been a total blast. And it's something that we had started originally because I was saying, well, at least for myself, I really needed to do a hobby or something that was different than what I would normally be doing.
Which is buying like things, real estate things and boats and
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've stopped. I've got enough now. We're just kind of going through all of those. And yeah, so moving over to something that doesn't cost me so much money, I guess.
Kind of kidding, but not really.
But not really, yeah. No, we're just kind of sitting in this house that has been, I don't know, I'd say a labor of love. We talked about that. And we lost our contractor this year, and bless his heart, and rest in peace, Mr. J, who built this house. So that's been kind of something that happened towards the end of the year. We'll kind of talk a little bit about some of the year and the things that have gone on. But I actually mentioned to Zoe the other day that I'm getting like that itch to like need more space.
Oh,
I know. And don't worry, I'm not going to do anything about it. I get like that itch, and then I'm like, it'll be a good 2 or 3 years till I do anything.
Okay.
But this house is never leaving my family.
Well, I know that.
Yeah. So there will always be a house here. But yeah, I think it's with Andrew.
You just want to move to Texas. This is what's really when she says she has that itch for more space, this is really what she's saying.
Well, we're not just talking Texas. You couldn't catch me dead in Texas, right? Well, except in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
I could live in Austin, Texas, but I never will live there.
I would consider living there.
I would go back and forth.
Yeah.
This is always going to be home, but when we need sunshine or we need a little break, it's just one flight away. And if Andrew's there, Amelia's there, and who knows, other little ones might be running around at some point. Although no pressure, you guys. Of course, Grandma is going to want to go and check it out. So,
of course.
Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. It is exciting. It's kind of that stage that everybody's going through with change, and this is his. He's 30, and I'm excited for them. I'm a little sad at the same time, just because they're not here, but you know what? I would never, ever in a million years say, no, you can't go, because I want them to live their life.
Fun when family dynamics start changing. It's when that evolution starts happening, you have to kind of evolve too in an interesting way. So anyways, that could be an episode. Just
we are evolving.
Yeah, we're evolving.
Yeah, let's put that one down as an episode.
Yeah.
Or is that we're evolving, or when we say retiring?
Retiring. You put out evolving.
Yeah, because I don't think I'll ever retire. I'm just too busy of a bee. I don't know that I'll ever do that. But
hence the reason. I mean, back to why we started talking about that is doing the podcast and having a pastime.
That is carrying us
hobby.
We're very organized with our calendar and everything. So anyway, we will be bringing you more this year. But in retrospect and looking on the year that we just finished, 2023, there's been so much that has gone on in our world. And we won't get into all of the politics of it, because that'll be a whole nother episode too. But there's a lot of shit that's been going on in the world, and bad stuff, good stuff too, of course, but definitely things that are marking our history, with the different wars and all that stuff that's going on. And God forbid, Michelle, we have a presidential election coming up in 2024. And if I could turn off every one of those flipping ads. Yes. Yes, 2024 coming up at the end of the year.
Already?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Can you stand it?
I knew it was coming. I've seen, it's not like I don't pay attention, but I just like to hear you say that. Well, we're in 2024. Yeah. So it's
like when you're writing it down, you're still writing 2023 until you get used to it.
Very strange to say that this year we will have a presidential election.
And we don't have a lot of really good candidates. So it's going to be just frightening, I think. So we'll just sit and watch and do our best to participate and have an opinion. But
do you know, looking back, we were downloaded in other countries, not just, of course, the Seattle area is where we had the most downloads.
Yeah, of course.
But we also were in 5 countries.
I know. I know some of my peeps, like in India. We had some that were in India and in Australia. I know that is one of my clients' friends. She's a friend client. She actually lives in North Carolina, but she's from that area over there. Canada, the UK. Yep, the UK. So that's been kind of cool.
US,
yeah. So that's good. Our goal is maybe to expand a little bit further than that this year. A lot of East Coasters too. Shout out to my girl Selena.
You know, we need to be able to do that. For those of you that are faithful listeners, we love you. But downloading and sharing,
right?
Download and share. And I mean, we see that on social media all the time, but truly, like for us to be able to grow and accomplish some of the things that, we want to be able to do, to be able to, talk about all of these things that we do and really get it out there, downloading and sharing.
Yep.
If
well,
you
let's
like
be
us,
honest, we didn't know that. We're just like, okay, we just need followers. That's all we need. So we've got followers and all that. We do have a lot of that stuff going on, but we kind of learned a little bit more about the intricacies, and it's the downloads. Yeah. And, I download just because I can I download any podcast I listen to, so it's with me if I'm not in a place where I have Wi-Fi or you're on a plane or whatever. And then I just delete them off my phone afterwards.
Well, and then just tell people about us.
Yeah.
If there's something that you like or something you heard that you like, share it with your friends. Yeah. Your girlfriends, whatever.
Do you feel like we had a lot of controversial topics like we discussed?
I think there were some.
There were a few.
There were some my biggest goal in regard to that was to get Julie to say the word right.
Yeah, I'm not controversial anymore. I'm controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Look I've totally got it down now.
Yeah, you got it down.
Yeah.
I think there were there were parts and pieces that were controversial. I don't know that. Well, I think episodes in themselves that were controversial were probably like the sex toys one, sex.
But it was very not controversial that it was the topic
some
itself.
People it might be.
Well, yeah, some are like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
I can't believe.
Depends. And the medium one, they're all different. I think levels of controversy depending on the person. Yeah. So what might be controversial to you and I might be, or what might not be, I should say, what might not be controversial to you and I, or as controversial, might be extremely controversial to somebody else that's listening.
Well, like the spirituality and religion episode. Yes. Oh yeah. We definitely got some feedback on that one. Yeah. And honestly, I really felt good about that one because my mind is just looking at things so much differently as I've gotten older. And of course, I know that's not going to be something that everybody agrees with. I don't really care. It's just more like our opinions on things. But it's funny, I was talking to someone the other day and he was saying that he was an atheist. And of course, immediately I'm just kind of like, what does that mean? Tell me more about that. What does that mean? He really wasn't an atheist. He really did believe that there is something out there.
So more agnostic.
Yes. But he was thinking, because
it's not God.
Yeah. My parents were both Baptist ministers and, I was raised with this and I started questioning it kind of a thing, kind of like we did. Yeah. I mean, I did all of that stuff and we were always taught to just believe, or like we learned our prayers. Like I mentioned, I didn't really know what they meant, that sort of thing. So
repetitive and habitual. Right?
Well, that's exactly what it is. And it's to keep you in keep us in line. Yeah. I mean, there's good stuff to it too, but I think we can accomplish a lot of the same things.
But those were controversial episodes.
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah. But I did enjoy that very much.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. What was your favorite, do you think, out of the ones that we had?
Probably the medium.
Okay, Jen's.
Yeah, Jen, and that was a two-part one we did, and just being able to spend that time with her and to really get a feel for that process, and what that is for her and carrying it through. Yeah,
and I've been with her before when she has actually done readings and things for groups, or she can't really turn it off a lot of the time, right? And I don't even know how to say it. That girl fills my bucket in such a way. And I've known her for so many years, but she just has this specialness about her that she kind of radiates to other people.
And I just want to give a shout out actually right now, since we're talking about her past, but present. That was the name of our episode, but she has been filming a docuseries, and that's what it's called, Past But Present. So
and it's out there now. It's on YouTube.
It's out there. Look for it on YouTube. If you're not following Jennifer on Instagram, she's on there. There's a lot of clips and trailers from all these docuseries that she's doing, and
she's doing a seminar down in Miami. At the end of January, and it is going to be a part of the docuseries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whatever they're going to be discussing. I've seen that come up
in a
nutshell.
Times. They like take her places that she doesn't know specifically where she's at,
right?
And then, for lack of a better term, they turn her loose.
Yeah, and they're videotaping what she's feeling
and documenting all of the information that is coming to her about people. It's very cool.
Have you run across people that had heard those episodes or heard about that who were very skeptical?
Yes.
Me too. Me too.
Yep.
And I'm not skeptical about it at all because I've watched her in action. I believe that it's very, I don't know, ignorant for us to believe that there is nobody out there kind of a thing. So it's your soul that's out there that is speaking, or someone's soul that's speaking or needing some clarification or reassurance or whatever.
Some people believe there's not life after death, though.
Those would be atheists.
That's just that, not necessarily.
Well, who else?
I mean, if you don't believe in God, I get that. That's part of the whole thing.
Right.
But there are those that might believe in whatever being, something more agnostic, but that when you die, you die. You're dead, and there's no more. You're dead and gone. That's it. Nothing more.
That you don't have a soul.
Yeah.
Kind of like a ginger who has no soul.
No. So
anyway, there definitely are people like that out there.
Having Jennifer, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciated her taking the time, and the little series was probably my favorite.
Yeah. So anybody, shout out, check it out if you can, Past But Present. And you can also find her, like I said, on Instagram.
Yeah.
But she was a lovely guest, and we had a ton of downloads, a ton of listeners on those. Yeah. People were really excited to hear what she had to say.
What was your favorite episode?
I really enjoyed the sexy conversation about intimacy.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was a short one, but really kind of, I think we were both kind of speaking from the heart about what we kind of view that topic, and what we vision it to be.
Yeah.
So
I learned things about myself too.
Did you?
Gearing up to do it, getting information for it, and then really recognizing some of the things in my own life with regard to that. It's, I don't know. I think there's been a lot of episodes, I think, where that has come to light. It's like, oh, not like I'm learning something new about myself, but really recognizing some of the things that I feel and think and stuff like that. So
I've really come to learn something about myself from some of these episodes too. And that is that I am a flippin' hopeless romantic. And I don't really know that I realized that to the same degree before. Well, I am. I'm a total mushy, hopeless romantic. I know I am. To the degree I didn't really realize. So when I think about things, that's how I think about them. So I've really had to kind of start thinking about it a little bit differently, because not everything is sunshine and roses.
Well, but that's okay if you think that way.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to put it into perspective, right? We
got the whole other rest of things in our life that we can put in perspective. Like, let it be sunshine
She's saying,
and roses.
Be a hopeless romantic.
Yes.
Okay.
You know I am too.
I know you are.
I mean, there you go.
I'm worse though. I think I'm kind of worse. I find all these things on, these Instagram things that are, I'll save them all. And then, it's like, oh, that totally resonates or whatever. I don't do anything with them. I just save them,
Maybe you will at some
someday,
point.
maybe I will.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But anyway, that is me, hopeless romantic. I guess that's just the way it is.
I also like the one about, what does it mean to be 50 something?
Yeah.
That was an interesting one to me. The way, I think I liked the way how it came to light.
Yeah.
That we should do an episode about that I enjoyed. And then just really talking about that. I enjoyed that one, doing it.
That was another one where I had really thought through. It's like, I don't know that I think we're kind of unique in the way we approach things.
Yeah.
Just for our age group, maybe, or I don't know. I just feel like we are unique, or I feel like we're maybe a little on an island about how we look at things, which I'm okay with. But it became very clear that that was the case when that episode came up, and just different things that had happened or we had discussed at the time. So we felt the need to really clarify or to speak about it. And I really enjoyed that episode as well.
Yeah.
I thought that one was a lot of fun. The slang one was pretty hilarious. I mean, some of these were just fun. They weren't going to be ones that were really enlightening, so to speak, but they were going to be fun.
It's funny. I had traveled recently and I went skiing. So we were at a ski lodge, and from where we were staying, we would take a bus up to the lodge. That's where you'd spend the day and then take the bus back. So literally they pack all these people in the bus, like snowboarders, skiers. And one of the trips, there were some young men talking. And, bro, every other way, bro, sick, using all this slang term. Yeah. And I just had to sit there. I was laughing because I understood everything he was saying.
Are you on fleek?
And then we got back to the room and Rick's daughters were talking. We were just talking about it because everybody could hear the conversation. And I just said, I was most impressed that I understood everything they were talking about.
Do the girls talk that way?
No,
they don't use that kind of slang.
I mean, who knows? Like, not with their friends, I have no idea. I mean, who knows? But it was just funny. Yeah. So I did learn, I guess, some things from that slang episode.
So like our age group, maybe it's like instead of saying cool, you say, oh, sweet,
It's funny. Rick says cool all the time.
Does he? Well, he's from the 60s too, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. His girls called him out on it too the other day.
Because he says cool?
Cool.
Oh my goodness. True. So I enjoyed that one a lot. And the other one that we were talking about we talked about the mediumship one. Cannabis conversation one was really enlightening.
That was very enlightening. And she was a great guest.
Oh my gosh. She's so smart.
For one, we did that episode different than any other episode. And our listeners won't know that, but brought her in through a phone call.
Right. It sounded a little bit different. That was the first time we had done that. And that was the only real difference. You wouldn't necessarily know otherwise.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I thought it was great. So that was a learning for us doing that episode. But she was really interesting to listen to, and just her knowledge of everything. And she was fun at the same time. So it was, I enjoyed that. And
do you remember
learned a lot.
What episode number that was?
That was episode 43.
The cannabis episode.
Yep.
So we are going to go back and maybe outline some of these and the numbers. Because
then you can download and share with your friends.
Yeah. We just kind of didn't do that when we started, but...
Yeah, we just get to talking about everything. We're kind of reminiscing, if you will.
Reminiscing about all of our episodes. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about what we plan to do going into the new year. What can people expect from us?
They can expect to see us.
Yeah. Okay. There's one of the things that we're trying to figure out.
This is a goal.
It's a goal.
And we're actually almost there, and we don't want to do it half-assed, which is why it hasn't happened yet.
Didn't we just talk about how things shouldn't be perfect?
It doesn't have to be perfect, but half-assed isn't.
Like, you have to be able to hear it.
Yeah, there's things.
You can see it, but you have to be able to hear it.
And we want it to be, pleasurable to see.
Michelle wants to pleasure you.
While you look at us.
Or
okay,
no.
Never
mind.
We're taking this way out of context. So
that's okay.
But yeah, they will be able to see us in 2024 because we will be doing video episodes as well as audio like you are getting now. So.
Yeah. Which we've talked about and we've been procrastinating on.
Yeah.
My favorite thing. Okay. Going into 2024, have you chosen your word?
I have not chosen my word. No. I have not chosen my word yet, and I know I need to.
Okay, explain, because people might not know what we're talking about.
You give yourself a word for the year, just like people set goals, but you have this word, and that is kind of a reminder, I think, for a lot of different things as you go throughout your journey into the next year.
Right.
So, for example, your word last year was?
Elevate.
Elevate. Yes.
And I wrote it on my mirror and it's on my phone, and it would be the word. It would be kind of what I would look at when I was like being lazy or going, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want to go to the gym. I'd be like, okay, get your ass up. You need to like step it up or take it to the next level, whatever it was, you know,
could fit into any category.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that word as a reminder and how it resonates in all aspects of what you do.
Yeah.
What you're doing.
So if you guys out there have not done that, it's kind of a cool thing to do. It's not about setting goals like, you set your New Year's resolutions. It's not like that. I'm not a big believer in some of those things because I feel like by the end of January, we forget about it.
Right.
But I like to have little simple things that I can focus on that will carry me throughout the year. Like, for example, the podcast, we said, this is what we're going to be doing this year. It wasn't something that had to start on January 1st or anything like that, but we knew we wanted to get this up and running this year and get it live. The elevate word, like I said, it was really put in place for me to be able to think about when I was wanting to not put effort into something. And so just elevating my approach, whether it be, about reading, whether it be about working out, whether it be about work, whatever it was. And I actually feel like it's been really helpful for me because I go back to that. And my goodness, if I'm in my bathroom, I see it on my mirror, it's right up above my sink.
Right.
So, and I'm going to put a new one up there here in the next couple of days.
Do you have yours?
I do. You want to know what it is?
No.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. We're having a pajama party.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's New Year's already. So we had a pajama party for New Year's, face masks. And I mean, these girls were like, really, Julie, you want to do a vision board? I'm not that boring. I don't need to do a vision board on New Year's Eve, right? So we're going to do that this coming week, probably sometime.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to have.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny is I had made one in 2020 and I just crossed out the 20 and made it 21.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I crossed out the 21 and made it 22. And then I just took the damn thing down.
Yeah, time for some new stuff.
Yeah. I mean, really, I had accomplished quite a few things that I had put on there, the travel part of it. Some of it I wasn't able to do because we just wasn't the right time to be able to do it with everything that was going on in the world. And I needed to be focusing on other things. But I'm really looking forward to having some good experiences this year. I want to travel and we've got lots going on with, the moves and the podcast and just everything. So I have a really optimistic view on what's ahead because we only live once.
That's right.
Yeah.
YOLO. YOLO, baby.
YOLO, baby.
I'm more of a goal kind of a gal, but I'm thinking of that only because I did a word last year and I don't remember what I don't remember what the word was. I remember having the conversation with you and Eileen and everybody had their word and we talked about it and I suck.
You do kind of suck.
I'm so impressed by it was apparent that Julie had a word. All throughout the year, we knew that Julie had this word.
Yeah.
So that's
they'd hold me to it.
Maybe I just need to yeah.
Well, I mean, you do you.
Yeah, well,
sister.
No, yeah,
what works for you?
I like the word thing though.
Hers was patience.
No, it wasn't.
Not yours, Michelle. I'm sorry. Eileen's was patience, I think. So it's on her phone. I just saw it the other day when I was with her. I don't even know what her new one's going to be. We're going to have to find that out.
Yeah. So we'll talk about. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more in another episode about the words.
Yeah. And just kind of helping you prepare your mindset for the new year. And honestly, it's like just because it's January doesn't mean that it's the only time you do that. I mean, you can reset your thought process anytime during the year.
Every single day.
Yep.
Every day you can start over.
I think I mentioned to you at one point, it's like how everybody says they hate Mondays. They're just like, oh, I don't like Monday because it's
Monday
the first day after the weekend.
Get a bad rap.
But I kind of like Mondays because Monday's kind of like this fresh start. You get 52 of them. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And you get into routines about different things.
So do you feel like Sunday is the first day of the week or the last day?
I think it's the last day.
Oh, see, I think of it as the first day.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah, maybe I don't. I don't know. I always just like Sunday to me was the beginning of the week. Weirdly. I don't know why. Because you're right.
Is that like a church thing?
He rested on the seventh day, and that's the Sabbath day, which is Sunday. So it would make sense that Sunday is the last day of the week.
I just think I've always just been very much a calendar girl. So Monday through Sunday.
A calendar girl, eh?
Yeah. Oh, not a calendar girl, but you know what I mean? It's like I look at it that way. Va, va, boom. But yeah, no, Monday. I've always really liked that. But more so as I've gotten a little bit older because I feel like, okay, it's time to reset. Everybody says, oh, yeah, well, I can have that. I'll start again on Monday.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not the kind of thing I'm talking about, although I do that too. But no, that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's more just kind of giving yourself an opportunity to reset. Like if you had a really bad week or, something shitty happened at work or whatever the case may be, it's like, that you've got another chance to do it again. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So the remainder of the year, do you have other stuff that you're thinking about?
So I think those, obviously, like we just talked about, they're going to see more of us.
Yeah.
I think there will be more controversy in some of our content.
Yeah, baby. I'm looking forward to that.
So there will be that.
And Michelle will be very perky.
Perky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perky. She does give me a little sass sometimes. I love it. I like getting her to give me sass. I know.
No.
It's okay. You have my permission.
Okay. So I think, yes, there will be more controversy in the content. Not that we didn't have a lot of that last year. I don't think there was a ton.
I would just say
we were cautious about it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And we have actually, like we come up with our topics and then we do like an outline and we kind of stick with the outline. I've actually listened to quite a few podcasts, just kind of getting an idea on how we wanted to format things. And we are pretty structured with the way we do things. We don't just sit around and chat. And that's probably, we do that too. We're doing that right now. But
right.
I'm always kind of like, get to the point, when I'm listening to these podcasts and I'm like, oh, this looks like an interesting topic. It's 20 minutes in that they start talking about it. And I'm like, they're just bullshitting for 20 minutes about stupid stuff. And I'm like, so I fast forward. So that's kind of the thought process, I think.
Yeah.
But their content, and the ones I'm thinking of, their content was all over the place.
Yeah.
And, I listened to them. So obviously I'm not going to name what these podcasts are, but my favorites are of course, the crime ones.
Yeah. I think we're in some ways like that.
Mm-hmm.
Our content is kind of all over the place as far as what we talk about.
As far as our niche.
Yeah. It's because we're not like all about health. We're not all about crime. We're not all about, one specific thing like telling all boring. The different stories. Yeah. I think it's just kind of a lot of what we are, a lot of different topics, which I like.
So our niche really has been not so much content as it has been audience. We've been focusing more on audience, saying, we're 50-something women and we have life experience. So there's going to be a variety of topics and those are the things we're discussing. But what I have found is that our audience ranges pretty vastly from, the 20s into like the 60s and 70s. So we were thinking it was going to be more people our age, but really it's not. So I think this year I'd love to focus more on bringing men into the conversations.
Well, and controversial content, it is a year of a presidential election. So of course there's going to be
we'll have a whole episode on Michelle's conspiracy theories.
Yes.
And then we'll put her in the insane asylum. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
It's so interesting in regard to conspiracy theories because like I was telling Julie, it's not like all this is just like come out of nowhere when it comes to a conspiracy theory itself, but there's so much more access to information now. And I'm not like a firm believer in a lot of these things. I'm just, I guess, putting a little disclaimer out there. Not a firm believer. It's just like a lot of them are so interesting to me because they do make me go,
yeah.
I never really thought about it. Or look at that. Did that really? So it's just stuff like that. It's super interesting.
I really
to me.
feed you a lot of shit about this.
I know you do.
Is it feed you shit? What is it? Flip you shit. Yeah, I don't feed you shit. I flip you shit about a lot of this stuff. But I have to say, it's like you're open-minded. You think for yourself. And I do appreciate that because you're not coming in with the status quo. You do question things and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't question things. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't really care. So I'm just like, I'll just take it the way it is.
Yeah.
But it depends on the topic as well. There's some topics I'm very passionate about, just like you are. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that.
So I think there will be interesting stuff in regard to controversy.
Yeah, we do have some dating stuff coming up from a woman who is actually well versed in this on this topic and is someone
dating?
Who's just dating and like just the different dynamics of it. So it's not her dating experiences necessarily, but it's really more of, I don't want to say clinical look at it, but it's just more of a objective look at it and why the world is the way it is and what we're seeing and why people are doing the things that they're doing. And
side note, one of the dating episodes was in the top 5 rated for ours. So
I think it was the one that had maybe some of those like now I'm telling you, it's like you got to kiss a few frogs, right?
Second one. I think it was the second one. Yeah. Red flags, wake up, sis. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of those. But on the flip side of that, there have been, a lot of really nice people that I've run into, just not for me, you know, and same with Eileen. You know, I think that she's run into a lot of people. And of course, we were the ones that were having those conversations because Michelle is, in a long distance relationship with her sweetie pie. So she doesn't date. She's like the wing girl.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what we're doing.
Yeah. Keep them on track.
She keeps us out of trouble, I think is a better way to put it. Well,
So it'll be interesting to get a more clinical presentation in regard to dating. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. One night I forget what it's called, but it was this thing in regard to dating. Where it was like you answer the questions like what age range, what ethnicity.
Oh, that's right.
Financially, what you would want them to make. So it asked all these.
Oh, it was even like height and all that stuff.
Fact-based questions, or because they get the information from, I don't know what it's called. Anyways, and then it gives you the percentage of people or guys that are out there that you have to pick from based on your expectations,
right?
On what you're wanting. It was pretty funny.
It was sad, actually. I would think I was at 0.0003.
So, and then we change it anyways. Yeah, that was kind of funny. But anyway, I look forward to that. That'll be a good one.
So, and other topics too. So if you have topics out there that you would be interested in us pursuing or having on here, or you want to be a guest and have something really, really cool to share, really cool to share. I use the word cool.
Cool.
Anyway, we would love to hear from you and have you. We do have a podcast community that we are a part of that has some great ideas and content and people really that can help us out with some of those things too. So, but we would love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you. We had an amazing 2023. It was a year of growth, a year of learning, things that we're going to be able to take into this next year. Really looking forward to that and, making our podcast not just good, but great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going into season 2, baby.
Yeah. Season 2.
All right. Well, for all of you out there, we are appreciative of you and we look forward to hearing, or I guess we look forward to you hearing us next week.
And remember, downloads matter.
Downloads matter.
Download those episodes, share them with your friends, tell people about us, and really take it to another level.
And don't forget to like and follow.
Yeah, that too. All the socials.
All the socials.
You like usual. You guys got it.
All right. Until next time. Peace out, people.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.